Hi, thanks for joining. It's Patty from PS Paper Crafts, and I want to show you how to make this pretty Mother's Day card. Mother's Day is right around the corner. I can't believe we're in April already. So anyway, I'm using the Welcoming Window stamp set. I just got this. Last week I had to make a window card, and I didn't have this set. It was being shipped, so I made up my own. But anyway, it has these great sentiments and all these images, which are really cool. You could stamp the flowers or the leaves, and then the flowers go in them. And then there's these great dies. So I've already done the cutting out, and I'll show you in a minute. But this cuts both at the same time, the shutters. And there's a shelf, and then this actually works with this window, if you stamped it, I believe. And then there's these pieces that can go on the side. There's lots of different things you can do. I use this one to cut out this, and it has the wood grain and everything. And then you can cut out the pots and the flowers. There's a lot there, but the big thing is it had the Mother's Day sentiment. So I wanted to use this to make a Mother's Day card. My mom lives next door to me, and I'll make a card for her and a card for another mother. How's that? So let's get started. I'm using Early Espresso, and I wanted to use Very Vanilla. I didn't want it to be too bright. I kind of went back and forth with a different color to have behind the windows, and I just thought this worked out fine. So I did already do my cutting, so let me just show you what it looks like. I used the Early Espresso, and I use, let me just show you I use this die to cut this, and it cuts out the little pieces. And I also kind of played with using a different color and placing it inside, but I really couldn't get the color. I probably should sponge it. I may give that a try to get a lighter color. I didn't want anything too bright. So I used this one, and then I did the shelf. So this one, cut this piece. And then this piece, cut both of these at one shot. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, and then I have, this is a piece of the brass foil, and I cut, you get actually 2 of these. So you can cut 4, you can actually cut 8 at a time if you wanted to. So I cut them already, and let's just put these right, I'm gonna put them inside. And then I'll forget where I put them, and I'll be looking for them, because that's how I am. So let's get started putting our card together. Before I put everything down, I want to do my stamping, because I don't want to glue it down and then have a mistake with my stamping. But I do want to just kind of lay it out and see how it looks. And I'll take the Happy Mother's Day. I'm using Poppy Parade and Garden Green. So I'll do my Happy Mother's Day in Poppy Parade. And I just want to get an idea of where I want to put it. That's why I'm laying this out. But I don't want to stick it down yet, because if I make a mistake, I want to be able to flip it over. So I'll put this right about here. And then there's a couple of different size pots. I tried the taller one, and it was too tall and kind of crashed into that. There's this size and then a tiny one. This is the one I'll use, and I thought it worked out really well. And I did the Garden Green ink, but I stamped it off first. So let me just get a piece of scrap, and let me get the stamp. So this is the lower pot, and I want to just stamp it first. And the reason I did that is I wanted a lighter color so it didn't look the same as the leaves. So I'm going to just stamp this here. And then I can stamp the leaves. And there's actually 2 of these, and you have to kind of look at them. There's some that go down. Let me get the stamp set. So these kind of have this is what I have in the windowsill, and these kind of go up. I don't know, that's the way I can explain them. So we'll do the green, and I'm going to go right down into the pot a little bit. And then the other thing is you have to get the right flowers. So there's 2 sets of flowers, and you'll figure it out pretty easily. I thought this would have more, but the one with more is actually goes with this one. So you'll see there's a few in here and there's a lot in there, if that makes sense. And let's put this aside. And you just kind of have to look at the holes and figure out the placement. And it's nice that it's photopolymer. So there you go. So let's do our other stamping. So I did these, and I did them on white because I wanted them brighter. You can do them on the very vanilla if you want. So let me get a piece of scrap. We're going to put this aside and then we'll assemble it. And I want to stamp the other green. So this is this green. Did I do the right one? Yes. So I want to stamp 2 of these. 1, 2. And then I want to do the one that has the fewer flowers. So let's put this away for a minute. And the one with the fewer flowers will fit perfectly right in here. And again, you have to kind of turn it and get it so the flowers are fitting right in the holes. Okay, and while we're stamping, let's do the inside. So on the inside, I did the taller pot with those flowers that we just stamped. So let's get that going. Oops, see that? I knew I'd make a mess. All my little brass pieces went. Okay, so we want the taller one. I don't have a sentiment on the inside. There wasn't one for Mother's Day. I could probably look through my stamps, but I think I'll just write a nice sweet note for my mom. And then I think this other one I'll send to my stepmother-in-law or to my daughter. There's a lot of people you can send Mother's Day cards to that aren't necessarily your mother. So my daughter became a mother last July, so I did send her one last year, a pre. So let's see. I'm getting carried away here. Let's put this down right on here. And I think without the windowsill, these are just so pretty. The vases or the planters, I think I'm going to make a card with just the planters. And the flowers, I think they're really beautiful. I think the window is really pretty and unique. Okay, we've got our stamping done. Yay. So let's put everything aside related to that, and let's get our card going. So let's see. Oh, I'm going to have to cut those out too. Getting ahead of myself. Let's put this down, and I'm just going to use my liquid glue. I'll use that for the entire card. Get it all in the right place there. And then we want to get this kind of centered so that we have an even amount on either side. So I'll just put the liquid glue all around here. Make sure it stays in place good. And I want it up high a little bit. That looks good. And then we can do these. It's funny because at first I thought they went like this, and I guess you could put them like this, but I kind of like them like this. This is what they had in the book anyway, the catalog. I always look in the catalog to see how things work, but I'm sure you could do it either way. But I think this looks like it's the way it should go, so when it closes, the height of it is over here, if that makes sense. Oops, I got a little red. Must have red on me. but I'm going to cover that up, so we'll be okay. Red is a dangerous color to use. Okay, and I see I have it right here. So the shelf I am going to put right under here. It doesn't have to be up right above, right close to it, because it's going to be covered with the plants, the flowers. I love seeing flowers hanging in hanging baskets and on porches. So pretty. Okay, let's put these down. And on these, I only put the glue over here on this end, so I had kind of a handle. And I tried to make them even on either side. Okay, so now we need to cut out our flowers. So in the dies, there's 2 sets of flower dies. This one will cut out these. So I'm just going to step away. I'll cut both of them out with my die cutting machine, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here are our 2 pieces. Let's put this back, and I put these on with dimensionals. So we'll take out the dimensionals. I'm at the ends, so I'm just going to cut up these. This will be good for a strip if I need one. Don't need one on this card, but I'll just put 2 on. I love this end. It's got these bigger pieces, so it's pretty cool to use. And we'll just take off the backs. And I want the shelf to be showing, so let me see how I did it here. That's about right. So you can see the brass pieces, the hardware, and this will cover over it a little bit, but there we go. Let's put the inside in. We'll do a little bit of liquid glue on this. I love these flowers with the pots. So pretty. So these are the cards. I think they're really nice. I love this set. So if you have any questions, you can always email Patty at pspapercrafts.com. I'll have all the directions, the measurements, and all of that stuff on my blog, pspapercrafts.com. So thanks again for joining, and have a good day. Bye.